again. Thanks for joining us and welcome to WHOV News. I'm Deanna Reed.
And I'm Joshua Senegal. We begin tonight with families in the Aberdeen section of Hampton who are still talking about the lockdown that sent their kids home early. A man suffering from a gunshot wound was found near the school. This all happened shortly before 1 p.m. on West Lewis Road. Police don't know what led to the shooting, but they moved fast to get the students out of the area. The man was taken to a local hospital for treatment, and police are still piecing together the details.
After a week of darkness and tragedy comes triumph. A 5-year-old boy known simply as Ethan was abducted by 65-year-old war veteran Jimmy Lee Dykes. Dykes kidnapped Ethan after killing school bus driver in Midland City, Alabama. The kidnapper held Ethan in a makeshift underground bunker for 6 days. While the FBI was moving in, they saw that Dykes had a gun and quickly moved in. After fatally shooting Dykes, the FBI agents found Ethan in a bunker unharmed. Ethan's family is overjoyed to have him back, and they were lucky enough to celebrate his 6th birthday earlier this week. Taking a look now at stories making headlines across the nation.
And we begin with our first story in the nation's capital. President Obama is urging Congress to pass a measure that would offset some of the imminent automatic spending cuts known as sequestration.
If Congress can't act immediately on a bigger package, if they can't get a bigger package done by the time the sequester is scheduled to go into effect, then I believe that they should at least pass a smaller package of spending cuts and tax reforms that would delay the economically damaging effects of the sequester for a few more months until Congress finds a way.
President Obama suggests Congress pass a temporary fix that will allow time for further negotiations on a broader plan. Trouble in the White House? Treasury Secretary nominee Jack Lew is accused of failing to warn Congress about a Medicare funding problem. Lewis is also accused of deceiving Congress by making false statements at a 2011 hearing. However, these allegations have not yet been confirmed. The Justice Department filed a lawsuit against Standard & Poor's Tuesday. The lawsuit is accusing S&P of giving inaccurate ratings of investment tied to subprime mortgages in the build-up to the financial crisis. Government officials say they've identified more than $5 billion in losses in mortgage-related investments that were rated by S&P between March and October of 2007. S&P is expected to be the first major firm to be hit with fraud charges by the government.
And what will the postman do with all of his new free time? The Postal Service has decided to end Saturday mail delivery due to the tremendous amount of $15.9 billion lost last year. This plan will be put into effect August 1st and will save about $2 million annually. Customers' habits have changed, and according to ABC News, emails have decreased the mailing of paper letters, but online purchases have increased packaging shipping. Therefore, packages will still continue with 6-day-a-week deliveries.
Did you know that Google has made free Wi-Fi a reality in places like New York and Silicon Valley? Well, the FCC may be trying to broaden this phenomenon. Our increased mobile lifestyles have raised the demand for more Wi-Fi hotspots. The FCC is proposing a plan to increase the availability of free and powerful Wi-Fi access across the nation. Although a plan of this magnitude could take years to complete, it would certainly be a step in the right direction.
And I agree with that. I take my phone everywhere I go.
Absolutely.
I get on the games like Ruzzle all the time.
I love Ruzzle.
And a former congressman and New York mayor has passed away. Edward Koch died last Friday from congestive heart failure after years of battling heart disease. He was 88 years old. Koch is best remembered as the outspoken and combative mayor who rescued New York from a financial crisis during the 70s. Current New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg and former President Bill Clinton both read eulogies honoring Koch's life at his funeral on Monday.
Koch was truly bigger than life in the Big Apple, and New York, I'm sure they're just very devastated by his loss.
And scientists have confirmed that they found King Richard III's skeleton under a London parking lot. The king was killed at the Battle of Bosworth Field in 1485. British councilmen from Leicester and New York are now fighting to get the king a proper burial. And King Richard III was the last king of England to die during a battle.
From the lights out power outage to the 49ers' late game heroics, Super Bowl Sunday was definitely a night to remember. But in the end, just like Ray Lewis said, no weapon formed against the Ravens would prosper. And
Coach John Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens walked out of Super Bowl 47 as the champions over little bro Jim Harbaugh and his San Francisco 49ers. After a halftime power outage that delayed the game for half an hour, the Ravens nearly blew a 28-6 third quarter lead. But thanks to the Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco, Baltimore was able to hang on with a final score of 34-31.
The Ravens are now ranked number 1 in the NFL going into next season, and guess who's ranked number 2? The 49ers. Coming up after the break, I know we all have our favorite foods, but see why someone took their passion for a certain food a little too far.
And in case you missed Hampton's 100 Days celebration, we have an in-depth look from a student's perspective, so stay here.
Pull your face mask down. All right. What about the chest guard? It looks loose. Is it loose? All right, what about the shin guards? All right. Okay. Here comes the heat. Bring it in. Bring it in. Good hustle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back. Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at? Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E. Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o. I love you. JK, I hate you. JK. Are you ignoring me? We're in a huge fight right now. Is this something I did?
I can see your lights on. I'm coming over.
What'd you dream about? Me? I'm lonely. Holla back. Holla back. Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Nowadays, people will steal almost anything.
That's right, Deanna. 2 men in Georgia were arrested for allegedly stealing, get this, $65,000 worth of frozen chicken wings. 24-year-old Ronaldo Jackson and 35-year-old Dwayne Patterson pulled an Enterprise rental truck up to a Tyson chicken storage unit, loading 5,000 bags of wings weighing more than 2 tons.
How'd they do it, Josh?
Well, the police say the men worked at the facility, so they knew the layout. One guy was a lookout, while the other guy dragged the wings out by the pallet. All of this was captured on surveillance tape, so of course the police found the 2 men.
But the wings, well, they were nowhere to be found. And one final note, there were reports of a wing shortage right before the Super Bowl. Now, police say they know why.
For seniors, the number 100 represented the amount of days until graduation. For others, the number symbolized a different cause of celebration. This week, Rosa Parks turned 100. Parks is recognized for her role in the Montgomery bus boycott. She died in October 2005 of natural causes.
And we've all heard about the famous 100 Days celebration, but never before have we had a closer look at the 100 Days events. WHOV's own Shannon Smith has more on this report.
Long lines, the DJ playing all the latest tracks, one big room full of seniors having a good time. It can only mean one thing. It's 100 Days, a social event where the senior class celebrates having only 100 days left to graduate. It is a HU tradition. But while seniors celebrated with their fellow classmates, some students felt that the event could have been better.
If they would have kept it original like the last 100 days, everything would have been fine.
This year, student activities decided to beef up the security. On top of that, they required students to show their ID and wristbands before entering the student center.
Security this year was just too much. Like by the time we got in here, it was already 12:30, and it really, people were just trying to have fun, but they weren't really allowing that.
The seniors still seem to have a blast. Despite rumors of this possibly being the last 100 Days event, underclassmen are still hopeful.
Hopefully 100 days be better than this if the EMS ain't outside.
Bianca Curry, WHOV News.
And I'm not really too nervous about 100 Days being canceled, but
I love 100 Days, and I really hope they don't get rid of it because I'm going to enjoy myself next year.
Right, same here. And Beyonce, Alicia Keys, and a whole lot more of your fave celebs will be live at the Grammy Show Award. LL Cool J will serve as this year's Grammys host for the 2nd year, and you can also expect to see live performances from pop stars like Justin Timberlake, Taylor Swift, and Rihanna. Tune in to CBS to catch all the action.